What is up, everybody? We're rolling audio here today on episode 26 of the Hodder Show. How the hell are you? How are you doing? I am doing fan-fucking-tastic. Coming at you live right now, in person, in color, even though we're not on video, from the kitchen table, the rectangular squared kitchen table of the Hodder Show Studios, a.k.a. my basement apartment. Sitting here to my immediate right with a man you guys have come to know quite well. He's the basically the co-host of the Hodder Show, producer of the Hodder Show, basic sponsor of the Hodder Show, editor-in-chief of the Hodder Show, co-captain of the Hodder Show, and many other things. Kind of part-time now in the wrestling review world. Coming back in a little bit more full-time in the gaming world. We have the gimmick man of the Hodder Show review and predictions panel. Ladies and gentlemen, without further fucking ado, Brandon Bowden.
You never mention the whole deal people can get with my sponsorship deal with you.
Yes. Now,
if you have sex with me, it's 10% off if you mention TJ's name before.
That is a deal you cannot pass up, folks.
And 10% of free is still free, so...
Yeah, damn right it is.
Ladies, men, little people, I don't care.
Does not care. Alright, we're sitting here drinking water out of some fancy-ass plastic goblets.
Oh, I thought it was vodka.
No, just water.
Oh, well,
I don't drink anymore. I'm basically a CM Punk over here.
I don't drink anymore on not Thursdays.
Thirsty Thursdays.
Thirsty Thursdays.
Remember that. I remember that.
Ooh.
Those are some good times.
You remember them?
I remember them, actually.
Oh, wow.
I was never too drunk. So
you were one step ahead of me.
I was doing all right. We're sitting here on this this wondrous evening, coming at you live to discuss an upcoming event that as time has gone on, I've been doing more and more of these predictions podcast. This is now the third predictions podcast. Usually we are joined by another individual, but unfortunately for the second time in a row of a wrestling panel, a Hodder Show episode, the heel Ryan Wood is not able to join us.
Yeah, we got as many heels on this podcast as WWE does right now.
Yeah, not very many.
Yeah.
Not very many.
We're missing our top heel.
We're missing our top heel. Our Seth Rollins, he'll love that, is off. We wish him the best in his speedy recovery, even though nothing is wrong. He's just busy. That's okay. We still love you, Ryan. We won't bury you this podcast, I promise.
I will.
He will, but I won't. So before we get started on this Payback Predictions podcast, which is why you are here, it is why you have tuned in today. Thank you so much for clicking the play button. I appreciate it. Brandon appreciates it. But very quickly, Brandon, if you just like to sit tight for a second, there's just something I want to get here real quick. If you guys noticed, which I hope you did, on the last episode of the Hodder Show, my random updates episode, which was a fun to make, not so fun to edit, kind of all over the place, but I hyped something that is coming up somewhat soon, and that is going to be the 30th episode of the Hodder Show, which I'm going to do a very special live cast directly on YouTube, on stream. It's going to be awesome. As of right now, it is going to be on May 12th, which is a Thursday, at 7 p.m. And I'm going to be coming at you live and in color. Yeah, in color. Because apparently this is 1950. I don't know. I'm running with it. I'm going to be joined by my producer of the LiveCast. Brandon's going to be there. I'm going to be actually borrowing his rig to do this because there's no way in hell I can do it with my rig, this old laptop I have borrowing here from my sister. There's no way it's going to happen with that. So we're going to borrow Brandon's thing. It's going to be a great time. I'm going to go on. We're going to talk a bunch of bullshit. I'm going to answer questions, talk about podcasts that have happened, talk about the future of the podcast, and I'm going to not only debut something brand new, you guys have never heard or seen before. But I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. Come in real close for this, okay? You got to come in real close. I'll wait. Come in. Come here. Come here. Okay, you close? All right. I'm doing a giveaway. Yeah, a giveaway. What in the hell could I give away that you could possibly want? I don't know. You're going to have to tune in to find out. May 12th, 7 p.m. Be there. I will obviously post the link for the stream, which is on YouTube once again. I will post that on the Hodder Show page the day of the event. I will also post it on the event page. So you will have no excuse not to be there, no excuse not to be able to find it. If for some reason you can't find it, you contact me. We'll get it figured out for you, okay? I will not leave you hanging. No one will get left behind on this. And just quickly here, I want to give a big shout out to a new friend of the Hodder Show, Mr. Jason Reese of Jaybird Digital Arts. Awesome guy. He does phenomenal work. We're going to be debuting a graphic, some graphics for the Hodder Show that he's working on this LiveCast. Very cool. I'm so excited to be working with him. If anyone needs any kind of t-shirts or logos, any kind of promotional digital stuff, anything like that at all, he does it all. He does great work. He's awesome to deal with. Really fair pricings. Be sure to check them out on Facebook. I will put the link to his Facebook in this podcast. I will also have it on the Hodder Show page. That is Jaybird Digital Arts. Check them out. Now, all that wonderful business aside, I'm so excited for that. Let us take a second here, and have ourselves a little headbang session as we head into this predictions podcast. Let's do it! Yeah. All right. We're here today with my good friend, Mr. Brandon Bowden. As I mentioned in the intro, he hung out while I did my business here, talked about some stuff. Thank you for hanging out and not leaving.
No problem.
And we are here today to talk.
You make it sound like I have somewhere better to be.
I mean, you're a busy guy. I know earlier you
So many hookers.
So many hookers. I know that earlier you mentioned something about some audio editing. So
I got to go home and record myself some audio when I do get home, but
that is exciting. Maybe a little sneak peek for what.
Unless your viewers or your listeners are into Pokemon, they probably wouldn't care.
Pokemon.
Oh yeah, Pokemon. Some competitive Pokemon. Yeah, for you. Yeah.
Holy shit! You're making a comeback into the world of Pokemon?
No, I'm working with actually a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, that's right. Right.
I do some work with the Global Battle Association, which is actually like the original like league format for Pokemon. It's actually like ridiculous. It's a whole YouTube movement and everything like that. It's pretty cool, actually.
Well, that is pretty sick. Not wrestling related, guys, but be sure to keep an eye out for that. You can find Brandon on Facebook, Brandon Bowden. Pretty easy to find. Yeah. I'm sure if you go on my Facebook, you'll find it. And you can also find him.
If you ever get have a massive podcast with 1 million subscribers, this video is gonna go, or this podcast is gonna go viral, being like, hey, we should look up that guy.
Absolutely.
I got to change my name on Facebook.
And of course, your average noob,
yep.
Who are making a bit of a comeback, which is good to see.
Been. We're throwing stuff at the wall, we're trying to see what works, what doesn't work. So I want to find something we can hit our groove in, sort of thing. We're still doing some NHL predictions, but there's gonna be some Pokermans on the channel in a bit, and I'm doing that work with the Global Battle Association, which you can also find on YouTube.
Just on their Global Battle Associations?
It's under the GBA.
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 So if you're a fan of that stuff, guys, be sure to check it out.
If you're a fan of YouTube video games, Just
check it
fun
out.
shit.
Check it out. It'll be good. This has almost like just been like an interview podcast, which would be great too.
Just
but,
introductory stuff. It's
introductory stuff. We are here today to talk to you guys about some of our predictions for WWE's upcoming pay-per-view event,
Payback.
Pork bag. So, right off the bat, I have to admit, I have been missing a lot of Raw and SmackDown lately. I suck.
So you brought in the insider to help you out.
I had to bring Brandon in to help me out with this. Working full time as much as I have been and stuff, I just haven't.
You're a busy
been able to
guy.
watch it.
You're a busy guy.
I've been kind of keeping up on what's going on. You know, I know what the matches are and everything, but you guys will forgive me if I'm a little on the whole thing. It's going to be a great pay per view, but I don't know what is going to happen.
Well, first off, you've missed some of the best episodes of Raw they've actually had in a while. Raw's been actually really good lately. Even SmackDown's been pretty good, and nobody's watching Superstars or Main Event. So let's just get that out of the way now.
Good too.
I'm sure they've been mediocre. Stardust has been having the matches of his life over there. Sure. But no, this Payback, it's actually been quite a few really, really good builds up to matches, especially the main event. It's probably one of the best world title build-ups we've seen in quite a long time, to be honest.
That's a pretty big statement.
It's a much better build-up already, personally, I think, than the Triple H Roman Reigns match from Mania.
Yeah, like even though I've been missing a lot of Raw and SmackDown just due to work and stuff, I have been catching that, and it's really cool. I dig the Roman Reigns AJ style thing. I like the involvement of Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Obviously, I was marked out when they came in.
Yeah, you didn't get to see their gear last night.
I did actually. I saw that clip this morning. Yeah.
How do you like the like big coats they had? The sleeveless trench coats.
That was cool.
People were kind of getting on Luke Gallows though because he had like his he had the tights, like the over the shoulder tights, but he also had shorts on with them. People were like,
"It's unique."
It is unique. I give him that. But people were like, "Oh, I don't know about that. I should do it in a British accent, make you know who actually was giving him trash."
Oh, I don't know about that.
I don't know about those shorts with the tights, but you know,
I'm a big fat fuck who wears a crown.
Of what culture?
Ooh, shots fired.
Fill your bump card. Sorry. I can't say that I've never taken. Well, I've taken a couple bumps, but only in living rooms and backyards.
Yes. I, for one, have taken plenty of bumps. Because none of them were in the ring.
Hey, you took a couple on a trampoline.
I took lots on a trampoline.
You've taken a couple rolling thunders and a trampoline.
I have taken many rolling thunders in my day. 5-star frog splashes. I've been hit with many chairs and many pieces of drywall.
I feel like giving a 5-star frog splash is as much of taking a bump as taking a 5-star frog splash.
I've given many 5-star frog splashes in my day, and I'm
going to tweet Kevin Owens and ask him about it. See if I get blocked.
He'll probably block you. But anyway.
Because you have a gut, does it hurt less when you give a 5-star frog splash? Blocked.
When did it become cool to just want to be blocked by superstars on like Twitter, though? Like,
it's trendy for Kevin Owens. If you get blocked by Kevin Owens on Twitter, it's like, haha, I'm doing something with my life.
But like, why?
I'm pretty sure Chris Jericho is blocking people to like maintain his character. He's like maintaining storyline by blocking people on Twitter now.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting.
Which is awesome. I love Jericho.
I love heel Jericho. But we'll get to all that later. We'll get to Kevin Owens and Jericho a little later because first we are going to start off with our predictions here for the first match of the night. Now, obviously, this card could change a tiny bit. It's possible.
It's pretty set in stone just because we've had the last Raw until, but it's...
Yeah.
Unless something extravagant happens on SmackDown, it's probably... And that was taped yesterday. That's being taped right now, actually.
Yeah.
So I doubt we're going to see anything different.
As we record this, it is actually Tuesday night. So we are... I'm sure nothing massive will happen on SmackDown. This podcast is going to come out Thursday, so unfortunately we had to get it done today. But I digress. This is the card we have, so we're going to roll with it. First match that we're going to talk about is the kickoff match for the second pay-per-view in a row. This match will be in the kickoff show. Brandon's giving me that look. I know he's got something to say about this. So it is the United States Championship match. Ryback versus Kalisto. Brandon, your thoughts?
There's been absolutely no build-up for this match besides a Kalisto-Ryback match. There was one Kalisto-Ryback match, which I don't even think was on Raw. I think it was on a SmackDown. And Ryback won, and now there's just another match. And it's the same exact match as WrestleMania, and it's also in the kickoff match. Like, what are you doing to the United States Championship? Does everybody stop caring?
at some point, I guess, I don't know what the hell happened. I mean, Kalisto's a great talent.
He is. But he's short, so he doesn't get over as well with McMahon.
Yeah, I guess so. Ryback, like...
Yeah, but Ryback's kind of... they barely used him either.
Yeah.
And he's the second coming of Goldberg. Like,
the second coming of Goldberg.
He's Ryberg.
Ryberg. I don't know what the hell WWE is doing with these two guys. We should just quickly say we're two wrestling fans who try not to speak so negatively of the product all the time.
No, and I mean, this is like... It's one thing to speak negatively when they're doing something and we just don't like what they're doing, but they're not doing anything at all with this title.
And they need... I feel like it's a prestigious title in the sense of its history.
Yeah, you go back to WCW and all the guys who had it there, and like you look at just a couple years ago, John Cena doing the U.S. Open Challenge. Like that was a really, really good time for that belt. And now we're just seeing it being kind of thrown off to the side. Like it's getting to the point where maybe I think they should call it the WWE Pay-Per-View Kickoff Championship.
the WWE Television Championship.
Just a pay-per-view, that's all. It only gets defended at pay-per-views. It never gets defended on the main card. It only gets defended on the kickoff.
The WWE Kickoff Championship.
And Damian Sandow will be the first guy to hold it when it turns into that.
Ooh.
Free Sandow.
Hashtag free Sandow.
I'm just joking. I don't care if it gets freed or not.
But it'll be a match.
I think it's going to be a quick match. I don't think they're going to give him a crazy amount of time. I think Ryback's going over there because I figured, like... There's just not much Kalisto can do with the belt at this point. And he's held it for too long and didn't do anything with it. They're going to give it to Ryback and have him do a heel run with it and maybe try to develop his character. But I don't know, like, I feel like Ryback's turning into like a really high fiber granola bar. Like, he's good for wrestling and he's you know, if you watch his match, you feel okay, but there's no taste to it. There's no, like... his matches are just tasteless. And there's just kind of you watch a match, it's like ugh, and it's the same kind of sound you make when you eat like a high fiber granola bar that tastes like cardboard. You eat it's like it's healthy for me, it's good for me, but Ryback, he's a good worker, but his matches are.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm a big Ryback fan, so, but lately even I have to admit that his matches have been kind of.
And speaking of high fiber granola bars, his promos.
Yeah.
Ryback's just not a promo guy. He shouldn't be talking. He should be a guy who just beats the crap out of people and leaves. Beats the crap out of people, and they were doing that with him for a little bit. Now they have him talking again. It's like, no, stop, no talking. Beat people, leave. Beat people, leave.
And I like when Ryback was on when he was on Talkers Jericho. I really liked listening to him talk about stuff. Yeah. But
they don't let
some people are just... You need to just either let them be themselves 100% or don't do anything at all. Case in point, Roman Reigns. But we'll get to that a little later. So, getting off this match here, Brandon, you said that you see Ryback going over.
Yes.
I also see Ryback going over. I think that's kind of the obvious choice.
They're doing the exact same thing for the second...
If they do the same thing...
The only thing that can be different here is the winner.
Yeah. I don't see them doing the same thing again.
And I don't think Kalisto needs the U.S. Championship belt either. He really doesn't. I think Ryback needs it more than Kalisto does at this point.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, Kalisto, he's still... You know, Sin Cara's been doing some cool stuff, but the two of them still can be an awesome tag team. You've got the tag team of Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson coming in. You got Enzo and Cass coming in.
Sin Cara and Kalisto can be great enhancement talent for them. There you go.
Absolutely. And
I still mean, take the U.S. Championship. You're enhancement talent now.
But I mean, I know what you mean. Not necessarily you're saying that they're going to be jobbing,
but they're really good at it, like making other guys look good too. So they can do a little bit of that too. I mean, they did it for the Vaudevillains.
Mm-hmm. Can you imagine though, like Kalisto and Sin Cara going all full on out with like Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows?
I think that'd be great. I think that'd be such match. There'd be such a different in the dynamics of the way they do. Like the Kalisto and Sin Cara are high flyers, and you got Gallows and Anderson who are just bruisers.
Oh yeah.
And that there would be some big hits from like Gallows. Imagine Gallows on Kalisto just clotheslining him. Oh my god, he clotheslined Kalisto into the next city, like, you know.
It'd be a
last night it was at Hartford. Gallows just clotheslines Kalisto into Greenwich, like, you know, knocks him into Triple H. Well, I think he got clothesline from Luke Gallows.
Time for a push-out. But Anyway, so that is that match. It'll be interesting to see what happens. We both have Ryback going over on that one. I'm sure that the heel Ryan would agree with us as well.
Well, he'd want the heel to win.
He'd want the heel to win, so it's that simple. So, next up we have, not a match, but Vince McMahon announces who will control Raw. Now, I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys. Like I said, I haven't really been following Raw much the last couple of weeks. Not by choice, just unfortunately it's what's happening. So I don't know a whole lot about what's going on, so I'm going to let Brandon take this for a second. Brandon, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, after Shane lost at WrestleMania, and the first week it was Vince feeling bad for him, saying, okay, I'll give you a week. And then due to social media outpouring, because WWE always listens to social media, they gave him a second week. And then they just kind of stopped explaining why they were letting him have charge of Raw after a while. It's just like, well, yeah, Shane's in charge for one more night, and I think they turned into one more night, and now at Payback. And so last night Stephanie finally came out. She's just like, Dad's gonna make a decision at Payback. And so it's like, well, hold on, why is he making a decision? Didn't he have Undertaker face Shane McMahon at Mania to not have to make the decision? And
that's what I thought.
To be honest, Shane's not booking anything. It's booked by all the same people. It's just Shane at the head of it.
And as we are currently recording this, I'm looking at something and it's saying Raw hits 4-month ratings low. Interesting. I like that Shane McMahon is back.
I mean, I think there's such a thing as a Mania hangover.
Yeah.
I think after Mania, you've been like wrestling, and then it's Mania's over. It's like, okay, now it's time to take a step back and breathe. I'm like, it's not nobody's favorite pay-per-view. When have you ever asked somebody, hey, what's your favorite pay-per-view? And they're like, oh, Payback!
Yeah.
Nobody's favorite pay-per-view is Payback. Because it comes right after Mania. Everybody's hungover after... WrestleMania is the biggest party of the year, and then everybody spends the next month hungover from it. So I think seeing a low in the ratings isn't that big of a deal, especially in today's day and age where you can go watch... You can go watch Raw on anything. You can watch on your computer, your smartphone, your tablet, anything like that. I think TV ratings are a little overblown now. I think that entertainment and any TV show or any programming needs to find other ways to kind of rate how much viewership they're getting.
Yeah. It's like music with streaming.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Yeah. So I think when I see things about, TV ratings were low, I don't put much into that. Not much stock, because who knows how many people were streaming it or whatnot. But I just don't understand this whole storyline with Shane McMahon. Like, the match with Undertaker at WrestleMania just kind of seems like it was a spot fest now. It was for Shane McMahon to climb up on top of the cell and jump off.
Pretty much.
They just wanted, they literally brought Shane off because he was the only guy crazy enough who would come in and jump off the building and, put Taker through a table. So now that match just seems like we're going to look back. That match is almost tarnished in a way because we're going to look at it saying, oh, this was such a good match because of that spot, but it didn't mean anything in the end.
Exactly.
And who knows what? I think all that we're leading up here is Vince is going to say, you know what, Stephanie? I like the way Shane's running it. He's going to run Raw. But you're going to run SmackDown.
Brand split.
And she's going to say, what about Hunter? Well, he's going to continue running NXT. Yeah. And that's probably the start of the brand split. It just makes so much sense. I think it's predictable, but it's a good predictable.
Yeah.
So that would be my prediction, I guess, if I need a prediction for that.
Yeah.
That this is the beginning of the brand split, and Vince is going to either give Raw or SmackDown to Stephanie or Shane, and then the other one's going to get SmackDown.
Makes perfect sense, really.
But I think at this point, Shane's been affiliated with Raw so much in these last couple weeks where it's actually been pretty good.
Yeah.
Where they can only give it to Shane. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it makes more sense to give it to Shane. So
or he's going to give it to Bill Goldberg. I don't know.
Makes sense as well.
I'm going to give Raw to Bill Goldberg. Yeah!
Makes perfect sense. And I mean, I have mixed feelings about the whole Undertaker-Shane McMahon match now, seeing how things have played out, but it is what it is. It'll be definitely interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
So the next thing we're going to talk about, the next match, is probably the one match I'm looking forward to the most of the night. And there's a few matches I'm looking forward to, but this is one that I think is going to be really interesting. It is one superstar's pay-per-view debut for WWE, which is very cool. That is Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler. Now, Baron Corbin's WWE run so far has been pretty interesting. You know, giving him the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial Trophy, having him come out with Ziggler, get disqualified his first match. He looked really good, but at the same time, Dolph fought back. He didn't just completely die. And all the matches they've had since then, from what I've seen, have been great. So it'll definitely be really interesting to see what happens with this match. Brandon, your thoughts?
I think this is a great opportunity for Corbin to. I think he's obviously gonna go over in this match.
Yeah.
I think they put him with Ziggler, be like, okay, you're a big guy. You're not the most gifted in the ring compared to like some guys they have. But we want to see how well you can do with probably the best guy in there to work with.
Oh, for sure.
And I've noticed more that Corbin's been wearing shirts in his matches.
I wonder why that is. Because he's a fat guy.
I think Vince saw him without a shirt on and was just like, I don't like it. So I think he's got him wearing shirts now during matches because he doesn't like the way Corbin looks without a shirt on.
Yeah, which I don't really get. I mean, it's not like he's a fat guy.
No, and then like
he's got
this
kind
is
of
the
that
difference.
weird
This is
like
what
tattoos
happens.
and stuff.
This is what I think it might be the tattoos. To be honest with you, way his tattoos
got that
form
weird,
around it, like his pecs and his shoulders. Yeah. But also like, this is what's stupid about like listening to people on social media. They keep on saying Corbin's chest looks like a sad face with his belly button. That's so stupid. When he was in NXT, you never heard any of that crap.
Yeah.
But now he's in WWE, he's on the main roster. I hate when people say that, actually. I just said it, but I hate when people say it. People say, oh, the guy in NXT's in WWE now. No, he was always in WWE. But, like, he was in NXT, now he's on Raw, and, like, people are, like, bringing up all these stupid crap, like, about, you know, the aesthetics of the guy and all that. Sometimes I understand why Vince does what he does, because people are fucked.
I completely agree.
Because people are, look at his, he looks like a sad face when he takes his shirt off. Seriously? Watch the match. But
you're preaching to the choir on that one. There was nothing.
Corbin looks really good, and Ziggler's only going to make him look better. I would have liked to see the match last night between him and Damien Sandow, but what are you going to do? Ziggler came out and took him out before the match started, and then the match never happened. Everybody was freaking out because Damien Sandow was there, and the match never happened, and everybody was kind of like, oh.
Damien Sandow just kind of stood there like, oh, okay, all right.
Hashtag no Sandow.
Hashtag
free Sandow. Hashtag no Sandow.
Hashtag push Sandow.
No. Hashtag push Sandow off a cliff.
You don't like Sandow?
I think that there's a reason they're not using him. I think that he's not as good as everybody thinks he is. It's just people, like, absence makes the heart grow fonder. The fact that they haven't seen guys like Sandow and Fandango, everybody freaks out when they see him because you haven't seen him for so long, but it's like Sandow was never really that great. He's a good character.
Well, his Mizdow character was like...
That was great. That was a good run, but, like... Yeah, I don't see him.
You can't do that character without the Miz. It doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. He when you look at his gimmick now, he's a very that's like a gimmick you would have had back in the 90s, like a guy who's like a scholar and like, oh, I'm better than you because I'm so smart. That's almost like a 90s gimmick, like an old 90s gimmick when wrestling was not that great. But
some interesting thoughts on Damien Sandow. At the end of the day, I'm looking forward to the match Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler. I think it's been a good build. Dolph's going to make Corbin look like $1 million.
He really is.
And I honestly think Dolph's going to look great, too, in the long run. Oh, yeah. I see Corbin going over. I think that's really the only thing that makes sense in this part. Is it Dolph being buried? Absolutely not. It is Dolph putting younger talent over. Nothing wrong with that. I'm sure Dolph is happy to do it. He's at the point in his career now where when he gets beat is a big deal, especially for a younger guy. Anyone who thinks otherwise... That's fine, but you're wrong.
I think Dolph Ziggler is one of the best things WWE did of talent.
Yeah.
Because they think everybody sees it now as, oh, you're wasting talent. No, they gave him a couple world championships when he was younger, and now if you beat Dolph Ziggler, not only do you look really good doing it, but the announcers are able to put you over even more because Dolph Ziggler's a former world champion. Corbin's going to be going up against him in his first pay-per-view. What do you think? Oh, well, it's going to be tough for Corbin. And then Corbin wins. It makes him look that much better.
Corbin beat a former world champion.
Exactly. And Ziggler's going to make him look amazing while he does it. That's the perfect formula for enhancement talent.
Absolutely. Going to be good to see. So you got Corbin going over?
I have Corbin going over and looking really good doing it.
So we both have Corbin going over. I'm sure that the heel Ryan would say Dolph just to piss us both off and give some dumb rebuttal as to why. But
you know how much I love Ziggler. I would not be sad if Ziggler won.
Oh, neither would I. I love Ziggler. But Corbin's my NXT guy, so I happy to see what happens with him. I like that they're incorporating his real personality more too. Like, well, I guess it was actually TakeOver technically, but he wore that robe to the ring that had the skulls on it and everything. Mm-hmm. That was really cool. I know that wasn't technically WWE's main roster, but hopefully they'll let him.
Well, also they changed his entrance a little bit.
Did they?
They did. You know how you have the spot? They have the 3 spotlights that would come on while he would walk to the ring. They used to be white. They're red now.
Interesting.
But he looks still badass.
Trying to make him look more. Because he's one of those dudes who... I think the reason why I like Baron Corbin so much is the first time I saw him, I'm pretty sure he was jobbing, actually, at the time, which most NXT guys do. I don't remember who he had a match with. I'm sure I could look it up, but I don't remember at the moment. But, I mean, he lost horribly. Like, it was a squash match, basically, which was hilarious to see because the guy was, like, 6 foot squashing Corbin. It just didn't look right. And... during the match, at this one point, Corbin kind of got up and looked at the camera. And this is the time where he had his shorter hair. He kind of was still awkward in the ring. He was a little goofy. But I looked at him, and like he kind of looked at the camera, and I was like, fuck. Like, that dude's got something about him. I don't know what it is. And then he got clotheslined or something, and he sold it really good. But the first time I saw Corbin, it was with his rivalry with Bull Dempsey. That little rivalry they had. And... when that dude made his entrance the first time I saw him, I was just like, holy fuck. Like, the world is coming to an end.
Yeah.
You see really that guy walking. He's so unique looking.
He exemplifies how good music can help a guy, too.
Yeah.
That his music is absolutely perfect for him.
It's really good music. It gets you moving. The second you hear it, you know who's coming out.
Yeah.
It gives some of his personality with the motorcycle. And Corbin, he's not necessarily a monster, you know. Like, I feel like WWE's going to kind of make him more... I think he looks
small on TV. I don't think TV does him justice.
No.
I think he's
6'8".
He's ginormous.
Does he look 6'8" when you see him?
He doesn't look 6'8", though, on TV when you're watching... Because, like, most guys in WWE are massive, right?
Yeah.
Like, even a guy like Ziggler, who's a smaller guy, he's probably like 6'2". So... seeing like Ziggler against Corbin, you don't think he's that big. You think he's bigger, but he's not that. But I can only imagine meeting him in person. He's probably ginormous. Yeah. And he's a former football player too. Like there's not many small guys who play football. So
no, absolutely not. And I mean, I love his look. He's got the look definitely get over. He's unique enough that he's going to draw in people just because you'll look at him and go, "Whoa!"
And he looks
what
like
is
a
that?
heel.
He's a heel. Such a heel. I love his look and all that kind of bullshit, but that's enough about Baron Corbin. Let's talk about the next match, which is going to be a doozy, probably the Smarks' favorite match of the night.
Yeah.
Which is Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Brandon, go.
I kind of wish they would have made this like a no-holds-barred match or a hardcore match.
I do
just
too.
Because they could go back to those Ring of Honor roots and just go El Generico and Kevin Steen on each other.
Powerbombing each other through like 20 tables.
Oh my goodness. I know like WWE's probably never going to let them go that far. I think they actually could if they really got like a good rivalry.
Could.
But I think this is a long-term rivalry. I think we'll see that. Like this is the rivalry. I think about this and I'm like... I think about this match and I'm like, wow, this could be like our generation's like career-defining match. Like you think of like Ricky Steamboat and Macho Man, that fight they had at WrestleMania 3.
Mm-hmm.
And those are career-defining matches. I think that this could be the start of a couple for these two.
Oh, yeah.
I think Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens could have huge matches at the next... I think they go until SummerSlam with these Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn matches.
Oh, absolutely.
And they could probably pull it off each and every time because they just think of the craziest shit.
And they work together so well. They know each other so well. They trust each other so much. I mean, they've known each other for years.
Yep.
And I mean, it's going to be a phenomenal match no matter how you play it. This match has been building forever.
And I feel sorry for you if you like aren't looking forward to this match because it's not the last time you're going to see it.
No. If people are... I haven't realized if the internet's been complaining about it already or not, but...
no, not really.
We're probably going to see this match hundreds of times.
And we have Extreme Rules coming up after Payback. You don't think... They might let them all go hog wild.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
At Extreme Rules, they'll say, you know what, just do it.
Just tables match. Go.
They're
Kevin
like, hey,
Owens.
Kevin, just go Kevin Steen for tonight.
Just literally We will let you do a package pile
We
driver
will
through the table.
literally let you wear your Kill Owens kill shirt.
That'd be sick.
Imagine he goes out there to kill Steen kill shirt. He's looking, who's Steen?
Who's this Steen guy? I've never heard of him.
Everybody who watches, like, who knows Kevin Owens and loves Kevin Owens knows who Kevin Steen is.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Everyone who's a Kevin Owens fan, I know exactly who that is.
Yeah.
And I mean, Sami Zayn, I do have some somewhat mixed feelings on Sami Zayn, only because I wasn't sure about him. Amazing worker, great talent, but I was just like, he hasn't done anything to win me over. But with his match with Shinsuke Nakamura, I mean, he won me over big time. We could talk about that match all night, but
that match should have its own podcast.
That match will probably have its own podcast eventually. Just because it was that great. In 10 years, we'll do a podcast on it and talk about how that match.
That was like almost like a Ricky Steamboat Macho Man match, like that NXT Takeover Dallas match. People will look at that in like 10 years and be like, "Holy crap!"
That's one of the best wrestling matches I've ever seen.
Yeah,
one of the best. But back to Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. Brandon, who do you see going over in this match?
That's a tough one. I think Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
I think that, like, Kevin Owens came first. I think they're going to say, okay, you're going to go over this time, and we'll see what happens next time, because there's obviously going to be more. This is going to be, like, this could be the best of 5 we see going up until SummerSlam.
Oh, yeah.
Where we finally see, like, them in a Hell in a Cell match or some sort of, like, street fight or something where, like, this all comes together at SummerSlam. But this is just the roots of it right now. This is just planting the foundation and saying, okay, we're going to do a regular match with these two. We're going to show the people what they can do. And then we're going to keep on building on it and building on it and building on it. And
this is a rivalry they can come back to whenever they want.
Yeah, this is kind of the way you had Cena Orton rivalries or Cena Edge rivalries.
Where you keep on
going back to it because the matches were so good. Yeah. And you know what? Think about it. We haven't had a lot of rivalries like that lately.
No.
We haven't had rivalries where it's like, well, I could watch that again. If they did that again, I'd watch it. Except for like Undertaker and Lesnar, we haven't seen any of those in the last couple of years.
No. And this is definitely one of them. It's going to be a great match. I also see Kevin Owens going over. I think it's going to... And, you know, is he going to cheat to win?
I'd be fine with it.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. You know, be a heel.
Kevin Owens' character is just a character who will do anything to get what he, like, to, make a living, basically. Mm-hmm. He's like a heel, but he almost has, like, face tendencies with why he's doing it. Like, when he first came out saying, I'm doing this, for my family, pretty much. And he will do anything to get there. So he's got, like, heel overtones, but he's also got, like, face things.
But he's also just an asshole.
But he's also an asshole, which gets him over as a heel. But people still cheer for him and will always cheer for him.
They'll always cheer for Kevin Owens, and they'll always cheer for Sami Zayn.
Yep.
It's going to be a great match. The crowd's going to be into it. I'm looking forward to it.
You're going to have Let's Go Sami and Let's Go Owens and, Fight Owens Fight, Let's Go Sami. It's going to be a mixed crowd. I want to see that. They have to have a match in Canada. Mm-hmm. Two Canadian boys like that
in Montreal.
A Canadian crowd would go nuts. I don't even think it has to be Montreal. I think even Toronto. I think Vancouver. I think Montreal would go. The place might fall apart though.
Yeah,
they would take down the house in Montreal.
Oh, absolutely.
And I mean, we don't know where all the pay-per-views are going to be yet.
No.
The only thing we know is that SummerSlam's in Brooklyn. We don't think we know where Extreme Rules is yet. It might be. I don't know where it is actually. I think they might have announced it, but like, I don't know what comes between that and there. But Money in the Bank, I don't think we know where that is. Maybe we do. I don't know. But I'd love to see one of them. Like, that'd be perfect.
Even if it's just like a Raw or a SmackDown, make it happen.
Yeah.
Because the crowd response would be amazing.
Raw came to Toronto and Zayn and Owens were going to go at it. Oh, tickets so fast. I'd go get them.
Oh, I'd go too. That'd be amazing. But so we both have Kevin Owens going over in that match. It's going to be absolutely killer. Moving on, we have another match that's definitely going to be a good match. I feel like it kind of came out of nowhere, but in a good way, because I wasn't sure what they were going to do with Dean Ambrose. I was a little worried for him after WrestleMania, after the way that match went. We gave our thoughts on that and everything in the WrestleMania Review podcast. You guys can go back and listen to. It was episode 20 of the podcast. Go back and give that a listen. Play on old episodes here.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what they were going to do with Dean Ambrose, but I'm glad to see they're doing something with him. And it is indeed something, giving him a rivalry, kind of a quick rivalry, but a rivalry nonetheless, with the legendary performer Chris Jericho. I mean, at the end of the day, everyone can say whatever the fuck they want about Chris Jericho. They're wrong, but that's fine. Chris Jericho's one of the greatest of all time. No one can say anything otherwise. If you think otherwise, that's fine.
But you're wrong.
But you're wrong. Chris Jericho versus Dean Ambrose. Chris Jericho going full on Jericho heel, which I love. I love heel Jericho. Going against Dean Ambrose. It's going to be amazing. Brandon, what are your thoughts?
First things first, I love how Jericho manipulates a crowd. He can do, literally, he goes out to a ring and he just keeps on changing the vernacular, what he says, and like he's always mentioning the crowd. He's always like noticing the crowd, and he's always feeding off of it, thinking about it, and then coming out with something. He manipulates a crowd better than anybody right now. I think he's gonna make Ambrose look great too.
Oh yeah.
But the one thing I've complained about this match is the build was weird.
Oh.
The build is really weird because we saw Jericho come out for the highlight reel, and then, of course, Ambrose comes out and says, "Oh, here's your paper. It's the Ambrose Asylum now." Did you know? And he brings his own plant to the ring, which was funny. And then,
I did see that.
And then next week he had the Ambrose Asylum, and Jericho's like, "What the hell is this? You got to give me my show back. What? You can't just take my show." He's like, "No, Shane McMahon told me I could take your show." And then, that's when Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn came out, and he's like, "Oh, whoa. Watch the plant." Like, he's just acting like Dean Ambrose. It's just Dean Ambrose being Dean Ambrose in this rivalry. Like, he's not even like getting all worked up like he was with Lesnar. Like, this is a completely different build-up with Lesnar, but they haven't done enough for me to build the rivalry as much as like they have with other Ambrose rivalries. Like, he's not getting mad. He's just kind of like, Jericho, you can say whatever you want. I'm Dean Ambrose. I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and live with it.
Live with it. I'm going to knock your teeth down your throat.
Exactly.
Because I'm Dean Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose. I'm a lunatic. I'll do whatever I want, whenever I want. And I think Jericho just is playing a character that just hates Ambrose's swagger and his almost like arrogance.
And I mean, yeah, the build was definitely a little quick, I think. I feel like this was kind of last minute, like they needed something.
Yeah.
So they were like, throw Jericho and him together.
And now I think this is like kind of to help Ambrose rebound from losing to Lesnar at WrestleMania 32.
Him beating Jericho clean will definitely help his cause a lot.
Yeah.
Because Dean Ambrose needs to be back in the top card. There's no reason he shouldn't be up there at this point.
It'll be interesting. I don't know if he's the next one to get the call at Extreme Rules.
Not yet,
Reigns,
but eventually.
Eventually. Like, I don't think... we could see it between Extreme Rules and SummerSlam, where he gets a call to take on Reigns for the championship, because I guess that gives away another one of my predictions, but... We'll
get to that.
But I have, obviously, Ambrose going over.
Yeah, same with me. Ambrose going over. However, if Jericho goes over and cheats big time, which he would have to, in my opinion, Jericho would not be burying anybody. Shut the fuck up about that. I'm sick of it. Just no.
You can't bury Ambrose.
You can't bury Dean Ambrose. It's not going to happen.
Ambrose is a different kind of talent. He can't be buried.
You could literally bury him in cement, and you know what he would fucking do? He would pull out one of his teeth and slowly start chiseling at it.
Yeah.
Okay? He'd just start headbutting the fucking concrete. And he'd break out and be like, "Hey guys, did you see my plant anywhere?" And he'd just grab a chainsaw and start taking people out. It's just...
He'd start with Paul Heyman, chasing him around whatever town they're in.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's going to be good. If Jericho wins by shenanigans, so to speak, I have a feeling we'll see that match again. Maybe at Extreme Rules or whatever. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I do have Dean Ambrose going over. But if Chris Jericho goes over in a heel way, it'd have to be like total heel.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But if it's total heel, I wouldn't mind so much. But moving right along here, we have the NXT match of the night. kind of. Definitely was interested to see this unfold. I did not call this. I really didn't think this match was going to happen this soon. And that is the WWE Tag Team Tournament match for the number one contendership between Enzo Amore and Cole and Cassidy versus the VOD Villains. My name is Enzo Amore, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Big Cass, and he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. that. Bada bing, bada boom. Realest guys in the room. How you doing?
And, with that, there's only one word to describe the build-up for this match. Not really, I just had nothing else to say there. And I'm gonna spell it out for you. S-A-W-F-T. Soft. Oh, that. The whole thing's over.
It's over shit. The fact that we just did that in its entirety.
And it's not like a little quick thing. It's not like, can you smell what The Rock is cooking, or, that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so. No, he's going on a paragraph and everybody knows every word to it.
Enzo Amore is without a doubt one of the most unique superstars we have ever seen in the WWE.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Have you got a chance to listen to the Talk is Jericho podcast with the two of them yet?
Not yet. I listened to the Stone Cold one.
Dude. Oh, sorry, the Stone Cold one. Excuse me. That's what I meant, Stone Cold. Did you listen to both of them?
He's funny. I haven't listened to the uncensored one.
Dude.
I haven't listened to the uncensored one.
The two of them together are just like the bullshit.
They're polar opposites, but they work so well together.
And but at the same time, it's like Colin said it best. The team of Enzo Amore and Big Cass are just like, you got Enzo Amore, who could literally talk. He could literally sell snow to an Eskimo while doing his girlfriend. He just literally, and he knows it.
Yeah.
He's just like, that's just the way I am. I'm just that way. And he will talk all the smack he wants. He will say whatever the fuck he wants because he knows directly behind him is a 7-foot tall human being who will destroy anyone who steps to him.
Yeah.
That being said, Colin Cassidy, he can talk too.
Yeah.
And he has no problem throwing Enzo around if he needs to.
Yeah.
He said it best on Stone Cold's podcast. He says, listen, I'll do whatever I want to Enzo. He'll shut up, Enzo. He'll fuck. But the second someone steps to Enzo, no, hey, wait a minute. That's my buddy right there. And the two of them together are amazing. We could do a podcast on just Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy. But Brandon, future guests of the Hodder Show, Enzo Amore. I feel like if I could somehow get a hold of Enzo
God, that would be such
I just called him and was like, yo, Enzo, want to be my podcast for 10 minutes? He'd just be like, I'm not doing anything. Fuck it. Yeah,
yeah, of course I could. What are you talking about?
What are we doing? I feel like if I caught him at the right time, if he was just sitting in a car driving, I'd just be like, yo, let's talk. He'd be like, all right. And he'd just be like, my name is Enzo Amore. And it's just like, yo, can you do my intro? My name is TJ Hodder.
And this is the Hodder Show, and you can't teach that.
See, license to print money.
There you go.
I'll make a t-shirt for it.
There you go. I'll make a t-shirt for it.
Make a t-shirt. Just Enzo Amore.
That's your new gimmick. Just got this, make a t-shirt.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Make a t-shirt.
That's what I'm doing. But anyway, let's get back to the match here. It's Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy versus the Vaudevillains. Brandon, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I love the whole build-up to with the tournament. The number one contender for the tag team titles, sponsored by Bootios, of course, because what else is it going to be sponsored by? I actually liked that the WWE did that. They didn't actually have it sponsored by some actual sponsor where they could make a couple bucks off of it. They actually made it funny and had it sponsored by Bootios, which I loved. And I was kind of surprised that it was Enzo and Cass going all the way to the finals along with the Vaudevillains, but I'm starting to learn a lot about the Vaudevillains that I didn't know before, and I'm actually really, really liking the Vaudevillains.
They're a good tag team.
I love to listen to Simon Gotch talk.
Yeah.
He's so well-versed, and he speaks so well, and I'm like, as somebody who took radio broadcasting and spent a lot of time, trying to perfect how one speaks, which I still haven't done, he is so just succinct and perfect with his vernacular and his enunciation. I'm like, I love this dude now.
And I didn't know he had that in him.
No,
they never let him talk before. I was like, one day he was probably sitting in the locker room, talking to a mirror, and then someone was like, "Wow, he can talk." I thought only Aiden English could talk.
That's what I thought. I thought Aiden English was the mouthpiece here, but no, they can both talk. But I like the way they play, and you can tell that they've worked together before because they play off Enzo and Cass really well. But my favorite thing that's happened in this whole rivalry, this whole build-up, was Enzo's line. I think it was last night on Raw, where the Vaudevillains say, "We're going to beat you at Payback." Enzo's like, "I know you want to beat me at Payback, but the chances but I also want to run into my own arms at a beach." And people didn't get the line. I'm like, how do you not get the line? He's the only person he could ever love. Enzo Amore is the only person Enzo Amore could ever love.
I also want to run into my own arms on a beach.
I think I botched the line. I want to run down a beach into my own arms. I'm like, that is freaking genius. I love that line. It's just like there's no person who could
love
affectionately please Enzo Amore more than Enzo Amore.
And you got Big Cat just standing there like, what the fuck did you just say?
It's exactly how he looked at him too. He's like, how Big Cat stands there. He's like, the whole time Enzo's spitting out lines. He's like, yeah. At that point, he's like, hold on, what?
It is my own arms. I can only love myself.
even Cass was like, what the fuck did you just say?
And it's like, it's so good. And
I popped so hard. It was so
and
good.
Like, they can work well together. We've seen them work well together before. The Vaudevillains definitely are the stronger in-ring team. Like, I don't think there's any question of that. As far as...
I haven't seen an Enzo and Cass match I don't like. I love their style in the ring.
They're great in the ring. They're like the new age perfections of the hot tag.
Yeah.
Because you got Enzo who gets in there and he basically does everything but die.
He sells so well. I think nobody gives Enzo credit for how well he sells. Like,
he is good at
right
what
now
he
on the
does.
Roster. He's like the third or fourth best seller on the roster.
Because he knows he has to.
Yeah, because he's aware of that. Like, Ziggler's the best seller on the roster. Enzo, not too far away. With some more work and some more seasoning, he could be number 2 to Ziggler on the roster in terms of selling. And selling is such an underrated part of
It's almost a
wrestling
lost
right now.
art.
It almost is, yeah. Ziggler's the next coming of Shawn Michaels when it comes to selling.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, the thing with Enzo, too, is, like, again, that's Stone Cold Podcast. If you guys have never heard it, the Stone Cold Unleashed podcast with Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy, go check it out. It's so good. They were also on his censored show. Both are amazing. But, excuse me, on the uncensored version, they talked about their dynamic for a tag team. And Enzo's just like, here's the thing. I'm in the ring. I'm getting thrown around and beat up. You're not going to see me make a comeback. That's not my job. I take the beating. I maybe swing a few punches. I'm not going to die. There might be a hope spot in there where I kind of, is Enzo Amore going to come back? Is he going to come back? No, shut down. Shut right the fuck down. And the little guy's getting beat on, and you're just like, oh, Enzo, like, fuck. And he's still kind of like sitting there smirking, just like, all right, big guy, come on. He's swinging at them and just doing, he can't physically fight most people, but he's going to try because he's Enzo Amore. And he's just like, I am a certified, and he's just fighting you. Yeah. And then you got Colin Cassidy on the ringside, just like, God damn it, Enzo, just fucking tag. And then he finally, when he tags Big Cass, and Big Cass comes in that ring, then the guy just goes, oh shit, like, here comes Cass.
And it's completely realistic, too, because Cass is, again, enormous.
He's a big, and like, even on the Stone Cold, like, they revealed he's actually like 6'9". But I'm like, oh,
deal.
6'9". And like, when you look at the two, like, when you see Big Cass, like, and they don't really sell the fact that, like, he's big,
thick, he's wide, thick. He's 6'9",
man.
like,
he's 6'9", he's all like probably 350 pounds, not very like chiseled, but he shouldn't be.
No, he's just a big,
he looks like
bad
he's
dude.
Probably one of the only guys on the roster right now. Like, if you were like, TJ, listen, like, the WWE will sponsor your podcast fully. We will give you $10,000 every month to do whatever you want with it. But you have to get in the ring with Colin Cassidy in a shoot fight and last 10 minutes.
And last 10 minutes.
And I would go, no. Like, there's not many, like
I can see you trying, but just like getting 2 minutes in and he would just beat you to a pulp.
Well, I'm also like, 5'11", so I'm basically like Enzo Amore size, except for I'm fat, so like I might stand a bit of a better chance, but
Enzo may even be shorter.
Maybe he is. I don't know. But the point of this spiel is Enzo. Sorry, not Enzo Amore. I want to get in a scrap with Enzo Amore either.
No,
Christ, little
he
fucker.
Scrap.
He'd just kick you right in the balls if he had to. But the point is with Big Cass, there are certain guys on the roster. There's not a lot of guys on the roster that I wouldn't want to get in like a shoot fight with. But at the end of the day, I'm like, There's a lot of guys that I go, I'm bigger than him. Come on, I got 100 pounds on him. Kalisto, Neville. And I say this with respect. Obviously, I am saying this tongue-in-cheek.
Until Neville takes off and it's like, never mind. I didn't want to do this anymore.
Until Neville takes his shirt off and you're like, oh shit, he's chiseled as fuck. But you see a guy like Big Cass, like if you see that guy walking down a dark alley, you're just like, that guy looks like the apocalypse. Him and like Corbin, but like...
Imagine if that tag team ever happened.
That'd be just a fucking
my
run
goodness,
off.
that would be literally 13 feet of tag team.
That would be very interesting. But anyway, just back to the match here. Like I said, definitely going to be a good match. Both teams work great together. As you can tell, we are both massive fans of Enzo Amore and Big Cass. I hope they don't name their tag team. So I feel like it'd be something stupid. Like, yeah, we're Team Soft. It's like, oh, God.
Some people actually think they are Team Soft.
And it shouldn't be. It's just Enzo Amore and Big Cass.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be Colin Cassidy.
No, I think they just call
his
him
name
Cassidy.
is Enzo Amore and his name is Big Cass. When you
It's
see
just Enzo
him,
and Big Cass. I don't think they're ever going to change that.
I can't even say Big Cass. I have to say Big Cash.
Big Cass.
And once they bring Carmella up, everything will be perfect. But for now,
I think I'd like to see him as a heel tag team too.
Well, that's the thing
Eventually,
too.
like even when Carmella comes up, because then you have that third not wheel, but like you have that third person to kind of like get the heel things in there. I think they'd be a great heel tag team.
And the thing is too is when you ask Enzo Amore, are you guys heel or face? He says we're character heels.
Yeah,
because we do heel tactics, but we're talkers, so we're face in the eyes of the crowd. But anyway, enough about Enzo and Cass. Let's get on with it here. Brandon, who do you see going over in the match?
I actually have the Vaudevillains going over because I think that if I was booking, the way I book it is I want to set up Enzo and Cass on another rivalry. Mm-hmm. I don't want them against the New Day because there's two face tag teams. I don't want the New Day overshadowing Enzo and Cass.
It's too soon.
I think that the best way to do this is maybe have the Dudleys come out and have some interference, some
shenanigans.
Or, if you want to get really creative, and maybe bring Dash and Dawson up to screw them over out of the championship picture.
Interesting.
And bring that up, have that be the new... That's a great way to have Enzo Amore and Big Cass really, like, show what they can do in a WWE main roster ring, is by putting them with the guys they work with so well with, like, Dash and Dawson.
And
Dash and Dawson would get over so well as heels on the main
roster.
We
go hard all day,
no fists, just flips.
And...
No flips, just fists. Oh my god, I can't believe I said that wrong.
No fists, just flips. I was like, wait, what?
That other gimmick is the American Alpha. No fists, just flips.
No fists, just suplexes.
That's Jordan Gable, right in a nutshell.
But
yeah, I see the Vaudevillains going over. I want to see I want to say Dash and Dawson could debut and screw Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy out of the number one contendership. But I'm pretty sure it'd probably be the Dudley Boys.
Yeah, I can see that happening. That might leave not many tag teams in NXT.
Yeah, it would leave American Alpha and Gargano and Ciampa.
That's only 2 tag teams.
Yeah.
That's not much of a tag team division. I'm sure we'll see more tag teams coming up. But
yeah, we'll see. Oh, yeah, they got plenty of guys on the go, or else they wouldn't have brought all these guys
out. But we'll talk NXT another time. But I definitely see the Vaudevillains going over as well for same reason. I think someone's going to screw over Enzo Amore and Big Cass. Should be a great match. Looking forward to it. Moving on. We have the WWE Women's title match. Feels good to say that. I'm not going to lie. The Women's Championship. We have the defending champion Charlotte with Ric Flair in her corner versus Natalya with Bret Hart in her corner. Now, I didn't know about the Bret Hart in the corner thing. When the hell did that happen?
I think it was like last week they mentioned.
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of like random. They just kind of mentioned it was going to be just like that on one of the previews for the match. It's like, what, Bret Hart's going to be there? Okay.
Do you see them finally giving Natalya what she deserves?
I think now that Bret's there, I think they have to. I think that neutralizes Flair, and he's been the one causing all the losses for all the other women who try to get at that championship. So I think now that with Bret, I think they're having Bret in there so Natalya can have her moment with that championship. Yeah. I think they owe it to Natalya.
Oh, absolutely.
To give her time in the
even if it's
her time in the limelight with that. Yeah, with her time in the limelight with that championship. I think Charlotte still needs it though. I don't think it's exactly.
Win it back quick.
She could win it back quick. I think she could just invoke her rematch clause at Extreme Rules and get it back. But I think they owe it to Natalya to give her that women's championship, not a Divas championship, a women's championship.
She always deserved the women's championship.
Exactly, and I think she came in a little late for it.
Yeah,
she came. I don't remember exactly when she came in, but I'm pretty sure she was a little late.
She was late for that for sure.
Women's championship.
Because she never won the Divas championship, right?
She won a Divas championship.
Did she? I couldn't remember if she did or not.
But she never won a women's championship. No. So like, I think they owe it to her being like almost like one of the women who came in here was really one of the first technically competent.
Yeah. in that Divas era, she was one of the only she was Divas left.
She was the Dean Malenko of that division.
Yeah.
Because she was the only really the technically sound one. Because she knew everything.
Said respectfully.
The family. Which, I mean, the Divas era was not one of technicians.
No.
By any stretch of imagination. No.
That's why it was the Divas
Were the Bellas good wrestlers? Yeah. Were some of the other ones? Yeah, they were pretty good, but nobody was a technician and an actual, traditional wrestler in the way that Natalya was. And I think that she helped get some of these other girls up, and she's been such a leader that the WWE is going to say, okay, you know what? Here it is. Your women's championship that you never got to have. Here you go.
Give her a run with it. Yeah. She deserves it.
And I think that Brett being there almost solidifies the fact that it's happening.
Yeah, I definitely see her going over. Not really much else to say about the match for me.
Because it just sets up the whole thing for Bret Hart to be there, Natalya putting the sharp... I think Ric Flair's getting into a sharpshooter this weekend.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think Bret's going to just... I think Bret's okay where he can, actually get it on there. I think Rick's probably one of the better
Rick would help him out. Yeah, he'd help him out.
As talking about good sellers, in his time, Rick was one of the best sellers.
He still is.
And I think Rick would be fine with, screaming a little bit, having Bret throw him in that sharpshooter, and the crowd would go nuts.
And it distracts Charlotte.
And Natalya can get the sharpshooter. I want to see Ric Flair and Charlotte in sharpshooters at the same time.
Tapping out at the same time.
Yeah. Ric Flair tapping out for no reason, and you got Charlotte tapping out and losing her championship. I think that would be kind of funny. Now that I said that, if it happens, I'm going to be kind of disappointed because I guessed that.
But I see that happen.
Because I can see Michael Cole yelling too. Oh my God! Look at this, Ric Flair and his daughter Charlotte both in sharpshooters.
Vintage Flairs.
Vintage Flairs getting put in sharpshooters.
Vintage Hearts.
And then there you go. Another Hart wins a title off of a Flair.
There you go. It's a beautiful story.
History repeating itself.
Yeah, it's a beautiful story. I've seen Natalya over.
I'm really looking forward to see Bret, though.
Yeah, it's going to be good to see Bret. Lots said about Bret Hart and everything, but, I mean, it is what it is. So you have Natalya going over for the match, obviously.
Yeah.
I really hope Charlotte doesn't go over. Only because
I hope she does, but she doesn't. Well,
you like Charlotte, too, though. You're a big fan of Charlotte.
I love Charlotte. Charlotte's one of my new favorite. She's... Actually, everybody always, Sasha Banks, Sasha. I'm actually a bigger fan of Charlotte than I am Sasha.
And you hated her for a while.
I really did. She was such a good heel. And then, unfortunately, I listened to Jericho's podcast with her, and she's
so
sweetest of sweethearts. And she, I have a crush on her now. It's too late.
Once that happens, it's over.
Now I'm going to have to wait for Ryan to tell me she sounds like some sort of male celebrity. And then until then...
she kind of sounds like Flair, right?
She kind of looks like her dad.
She kind of looks like her dad. Yeah.
I have a ginormous thing for Charlotte now.
She can admit it.
Yeah, I can admit it. And our wedding will be great, and it'll be great.
I'll be your best man.
Yeah, of course.
I'll podcast it.
Of course.
We'll do a live cast.
You and Ric Flair can be my best men.
Sweet. Marrying into the family. So that's that match. All jokes aside and stuff like that, it's going to be a great women's title match. I'm really looking forward to it. The first women's title match post WrestleMania. It's going to be awesome. Yeah.
And also, when everybody asked me who would you get married to out of all the women in the women's division now, of course I picked Charlotte. Yeah. Imagine having Ric Flair as a father-in-law.
I'd just be like, can you just elbow drop everything in my house?
I have all my coats out. Can you elbow drop all my coats?
And you know what's really fucked up?
He'd
probably do it. Just anything for my little girl's new man. Woo! Woo!
Show my grandchildren years after. You know who elbow dropped all these coats?
Your great grandfather,
Ric Flair.
Who? You guys couldn't tell. I just
beat my children for not knowing who Ric Flair is.
If you guys couldn't hear, I just elbow dropped the table 3 times. So my elbow's a little sore. I don't drop as many elbows as I used to. But anyway, we're getting on with it here.
Drop that bionic elbow.
Drop the bionic elbow. Sometimes I throw myself 30,000 feet in the air and come down on my opponent. 1, 2, 3. I can't do Dusty Rhodes. But anyway, moving on here to an interesting match. It is the Intercontinental Championship. The Miz versus Cesaro. What the fuck happened to Zack Ryder?
Zack Ryder just kind of fell out of the picture after he lost it. It's really sad what happened. It was really weird.
Cesaro came back.
Cesaro came back, yeah, and he was thrown right in the world title picture for a little bit. He had the number 1 contenders match in the Fatal 4-Way.
Which is awesome to see him come out like he had the suit on.
And that he's still doing it.
He just rips it off.
That's his new gimmick.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it.
I don't care for it all that much. Like, it's just weird for me. Like, comes out and he just... I don't think he believes in the gimmick as much as everybody thinks he does. Because, like, he doesn't come off to me as, like, really, really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Like... He's got the aviators, the suit. He looks like Jason Statham.
He's an in-ring guy too. Like he's
his promos are still really subpar.
Yeah,
it's like they put him with one of the best mouthpieces in the company, in the Miz, and who's now got Maurice with him and Maurice has increased Miz's relevancy tenfold. I didn't think that my opinion on the Miz being like he was not doing a lot because of the movies he was making and all that, but like. I really like what they have him doing now. They have him being this cheesy guy who's trying to use all these movie references to like build his rivalries up, and it's actually kind of entertaining. It's really unique what they're doing with it.
I dig what they're doing with him.
Like he had the whole Liam Neeson and Taken thing, and it was so cheesy. And like anybody else doing it would have been like, this is stupid. But the Miz doing it, he's a heel and he looks stupid doing it, so everybody loves it.
Mm-hmm. He's the ultimate like when someone says, "What is a heel?" To me,
Miz is the prototypical. Yeah. He's the prototype for a heel you want in this day and age in wrestling.
Like, yeah, there's different types of heels. So to me, when I think of a heel, I think of someone who just does dastardly things. But the number one definition of a heel, the way that Big Show describes a heel to somebody as a veteran in the ring. Everyone, shut the fuck up. I know what you're saying. Shut up. You're wrong. Just fuck off with it. I have no patience for it anymore. Big Show was on Stone Cold podcast. He said. The true definition of a heel and a babyface in that situation, that heel cannot out-wrestle that babyface. That is the classic definition of it. Yep. So, he has to do dastardly, underhanded things to get there.
Which the Miz is masterful at.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why he's a great heel. It's that simple.
Just with Maurice being with him now, like I didn't think you could develop the Miz's character anymore, but it's developing it so much more. And just when, they're sitting in the back room and Mrs. drinking water.
Yes, not water. That's unimportant.
It's domestic water!
It's so good.
I'm like, it's so dumb, but it's so perfect for his character. And, like, I forgot how great Maurice is.
Yeah.
Maybe not in the ring, but, like...
She was always a decent talker.
As a mouthpiece, she's great. And, like, she has that French accent, which usually people would think, people with accents, no, but it makes her sound condescending. It makes her sound cocky.
She just naturally sounds like a bitch.
Yeah, and then there is the flip side of the accent though, because Cesaro's accent, it's almost kind of hard to understand sometimes. And he came out and he kind of like went back and forth with the Miz doing movie quotes, but his were really cheesy in a bad way.
Yeah,
they didn't come off as great.
Yeah,
Cesaro needs to. I don't know what they could do with him to make him better in this kind of rivalry, but. You can't have a guy like Cesaro trying to go word for word against The Miz. It's just not going to work.
It's not going to work.
The Miz is so good on the mic. And Cesaro's a ring guy. He's a ring guy. Like,
and an amazing ring guy.
He is.
He's one of the best.
Yeah.
Hip right now.
He just can't go on the mic with a guy like Miz.
Does he need a mouthpiece, perhaps?
I think I could see him as a Heyman guy.
Yeah, it would work. Wasn't he already a Heyman guy?
I think he was, actually.
I think he was. But put him with Heyman again.
Or put him with some sort of mouthpiece. Put him, like, give him his own Maurice. I don't know. Like, I mean, it's hard to give a guy, like, a valet when they're a face.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, the gimmick of him having the suit and all that, it adds to the character for once, which Cesaro was kind of a bland character before this.
Yeah, I feel like that was Vince's idea.
Yeah, probably.
Because, like,
Cesaro looks really good in a suit.
He does.
I say that as a proud heterosexual male.
As do I.
He looks amazing in a suit.
He's just one of those guys you see in a suit and you're like, man, that guy's somebody.
That guy's sexy in a suit. Like
that guy is somebody.
Yeah.
And he comes out, and he still works great in the ring.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just to tide him over till Tyson Kidd returns. If he does return, hopefully he does. Wish him speedy recovery, obviously.
I just don't think Cesaro can really make it as a solo superstar with the mic skills, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And that's why I think this is, like, Cesaro, people love Cesaro, though.
He's over his shit.
And I think Cesaro's going to be working in this match to make Miz look like an even more dastardly heel.
He's going to do some dastardly shit.
I feel like The Miz is holding on to this IC title for a while.
Yeah.
Because you can build him up so much, and then you can bring in whoever to take it off of him.
Zack Ryder, bring him back in.
Maybe you have Zack Ryder.
I want to see Zack Ryder come back.
Maybe this is all the build up. The Miz so big as a heel to have Apollo Crews take it off of him at some point.
That could happen too. Because there's
Apollo
lots of things
Crews,
that could happen.
They're pushing Apollo Crews.
They're pushing the shit. And because he's one of Triple H's creations, that's why. Yeah. Triple H gave him that finish. Yeah, power bomb, whatever the fuck. Did they have a name for that? I've never noticed.
No, I don't think they really gave it a name.
It's an interesting kind of toss power bomb.
Yeah, it is. He makes it look strong too.
He can do it to anyone too. It's great. It's a Triple H created finish, so hey,
yeah,
he's pushing him, but he's a good talent. But definitely going to be a decent match. Interesting to see what happens. I have The Miz retaining.
So do I.
I think for obvious reasons.
Yep.
Hopefully they do more with Cesaro.
I don't think Cesaro needs it. I don't think.
Yeah,
Cesaro's not the kind of guy who needs a belt.
Yeah, he's really not.
No.
He could just kind of show up and friggin' do whatever, and people will be like, he's over. He's over his shit. He doesn't need anything. But now we have come to the main attraction of the evening, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the event where I'm looking forward to it the most, and they built it properly. I mean, I'm looking forward to the title match the most.
And usually we aren't, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, WrestleMania, I was looking forward to the match, but not as much as I was other matches. For me, mainly it's because of who's in the match, because I'm such a mark for him, proudly. And that is the WWE World Heavyweight title match between defending champion Roman Reigns against the challenger, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Now, as a lot of you already know, and as I had just said, I'm a massive AJ Styles mark. So AJ Styles is going to go over clean. Roman is going to then leave the company, and AJ will be the face of the WWE for the next 20 years. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Hodder Show. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Hodder Show. I appreciate you guys clicking the play button. I'm just kidding. Brandon, what are your thoughts on it?
This is probably, they really, really did a great job building this matchup.
They did.
When the Gallows and Anderson first came out, I popped hard because I was like, oh my God, it's Anderson and Gallows. They're finally here, because I wasn't expecting it, especially with the Usos. They attacked the Usos out of all the people.
They did it, and when the two of them were on Talk is Jericho, that they were talking about how they were going to debut on the Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And then they just decided they weren't going to, and I'm like, that's a good thing. Because if they did, it wouldn't have been the same. Like, it would have been still a big deal, but they debuted properly.
Yeah.
They're kind of, you don't really know, though, like, who are they aligned with? Are they aligned with anyone?
I feel like there's three possibilities.
Mm-hmm. What are the possibilities here?
Well, I think that two of them I don't really want to see happen, and one I really want to see happen. Of course, now, the WWE's hinting at, they use the hashtag Bullet Club all the time. I think it would be, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for here. I think it's a cop-out to use anything that's called the Bullet Club in the WWE. Mm-hmm. I'll be extremely disappointed if they do, because the WWE is not that company that takes gimmicks from other companies.
If they do, it's going to be really weird.
Yeah, if they adopt the Bullet Club, I'm going to be I'm going to be kind of cold on it. I'm not going to be I'll be more angry at the company for saying, oh, we can't come up with our own thing. We're going to steal New Japan's thing. Mm-hmm. Come up with your own thing. They can't, even Balor Club, I'm a little, because
that's already a thing, though.
It's Bullet Club. It's just, you can't call it Balor Club and have nobody put the dots together. It doesn't make any sense. But there's a couple ways. I love this. I want to see what Roman can do in this match against Styles. Mm-hmm. Because Styles is one of those guys who makes people look better. And going with a guy that's, he's been working with Jericho a lot, which is, he had great matches with Jericho.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong.
I love that match.
But Reigns is a little more serviceable because he's a little younger at this point of his career. So Styles can go kind of even more all out and make Roman even look better.
And he's going to make him. He's going to go out of his way to make Roman look like $1 million. Oh
yeah,
he knows that's his role.
Yeah,
I don't actually see AJ going over in this match. Obviously, I think it's a little early, maybe. For the World Championship.
I only see one scenario with AJ going over, and so here's the three scenarios. Here's the three ways it can go down. The first scenario is probably the one I'll be the most not looking forward to, which would be Gallows and Anderson come out. Gallows and Anderson come out in every scenario. I think it's pretty much confirmed we're seeing Gallows and Anderson. It's just what they're building up towards.
Yeah.
So the first scenario is Gallows and Anderson come out. take out Reigns. Then they turn to Styles, and they take out Styles. Mm-hmm. And that's the debut of Finn Balor.
Finn
Balor's like,
right there.
Here we are. This is the beginning of the Balor Club. And Balor just goes after both of them, and they kind of pair off AJ and Roman Reigns, because, hey, if we pair him off with AJ, Roman Reigns will go over. Because logic. WWE logic.
It's not going to work.
No. So that's when I'm thinking, okay, that'd be cool when they did it, but then it probably wouldn't work.
It'd be sick to see.
Balor would be over.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it's Balor Club. It's the Bullet Club. It's just called Balor Club. AJ's going to probably have a little bit of that Roman Reigns effect he'll rub off on him. And that's like, oh, you don't want that either. Because it's just backwards. So I hope that's not what happens. The other one is that AJ goes over because Gallows and Anderson beat the crap out of Reigns, and the referee's either knocked out or doesn't notice it or whatnot. And AJ goes over, and he's supposed to be a heel, even though it's going to be Reigns being a heel still, because, again, it's Bullet Club with AJ Styles as leader. So far, these are kind of backwards still. Mm-hmm. The one way WWE can make this work is...
We are hearing this exclusively on the Hodder Show here from Brandon Bowden. This is a big thing.
A lot of people have mentioned this. But Gallows and Anderson come out. They go after Reigns, but then they go after Styles. The Bullet Club is not a thing. Roman Reigns, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson are the Roman Empire.
Yeah. And
they spend the next couple months just obliterating everything in their path. They are the Wyatt family turned up to 100. They take out everything in their path.
Give Roman some new ring gear. Make him look a little more heelish.
Yeah.
Make him heel.
Just make him change and give him... That's the perfect opportunity to give him new music. Mm-hmm. Because it's not Roman Reigns music anymore. It's Roman Empire music. So give him some sort of like... Almost like... like a metal version of like a Roman... Sort of like a classic Roman like song. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's a thing. Like almost like ancient Roman times music, but put almost to metal or put almost to like hard rock.
I know what you're saying.
And have them just go on a tear. And eventually, then have them go till SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Until Rollins comes back. And then eventually, or if you want to be stupid long about this, you stretch this till Survivor Series.
Which would be insane build.
And then it culminates in the new Bullet Club, which is basically Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, and Finn Balor versus the Roman Empire, which is Roman Reigns, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson.
That's pretty crazy.
That's your Survivor Series. That's your team match. Mm-hmm. Is the Roman Empire versus the new Bullet Club, the Balor Club,
whatever they call it.
Whatever they'll call it. I don't know if you can call it the Bullet Club, the Balor Club, if it's Balor, Styles, and Rollins.
Yeah, like the Rollins Club.
It's the Rollins Club.
This is the Styles Club.
But like that's your Survivor Series match. That is literally a 7-month build.
Yeah, they could make that work.
They could make it work if they book it right. Which I don't know. That would be my thing. I would love to see that be your Survivor Series elimination match. And that would be the culmination of the whole rivalry. Who goes over? The Roman Empire or the WWE's rendition of the Bullet Club?
The Bullet Club. And I feel like Roman as the leader of a group would work.
And the heat Gallows and Anderson would get by teaming with Roman Reigns.
Because people would be so pissed.
How could you do this? No, what?
Why would you agree to that? That's why they were brought up from NXT. That's why they didn't go to NXT. They just brought right in for that to be his henchmen. And they're good henchmen. Mm-hmm. But they're still like, they're entertaining and they're goofy. The Roman Empire could be such a cool thing when you have Roman who just won't talk. Mm-hmm. He doesn't need to. Once in a while, he'll just be like, the Roman Empire, whatever the fuck, I'm going to kick this guy's ass. Ugh.
We're not a good empire. We're not a bad empire. We're just the empire.
We're just the Roman Empire. Then you have, Gallows come on, and just be a goof or something. Like, the dynamics of those three can be so good because it's almost like you just have, you have Roman cutting the promo, right? And you have Luke, Gallows and Anderson just kind of behind him, Yeah. Like, knowing how terrible it is, but just like...
I think heel promos, I think Roman could excel.
Just let him talk.
Yeah.
He's naturally comes off as a dick.
He's just like, you know what? I let AJ think that all these guys came in to help him. I even had them beat my cousins up.
Yeah.
I let them beat me up. It was all a trick.
Yeah.
They came... I'm the one that brought in these guys.
Yeah. You know why?
Because
I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a good guy. I'm just the guy. Mic drop. Walk away. No long promo.
I'd say that's the last time we hear from Roman Reigns till SummerSlam. He just keeps on beating the crap out of people. Roman Reigns is a monster.
Let Carl Anderson or Gallows, because both of them can talk. I think Carl a little bit more, but let them do the talking. Roman he goes to talk and just goes, hands the mic to Carl Anderson. Anderson's just like, you don't get to hear him talk, blah, 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 blah.
And this is a perfect way to make other championships, the U.S. Championship, relevant again. Give Carl Anderson or Luke Gallows
championships.
A random night where they get a random night for a championship match. Have one of them win it.
Yeah, even give them, I could see it being a 4-man group.
Who would you put as a 4th man?
That's the tricky part. As of right now, I don't see... It almost have to be someone stupid, because I don't see anyone else who would fit. I don't know. Like, I don't see, as far as someone who could be a lackey, because it'd have to be a lackey.
I don't know if it has to be a lackey, just another big guy maybe?
See, but like, I feel like it couldn't be another big guy. I feel like it'd have to be someone who could, like, okay, here's how I see it. You have Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
He's the general of the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
He's standing there, and that's what he'll call himself. I'm the general of this. This is my fucking army.
Yeah.
You've got the co-captains, the lieutenants of the Roman Empire, Gallows and Anderson. Basically, the way I see the in-ring stance...
What if one of the Wyatt family strayed?
Yeah.
What if you had the guy like Strowman stray?
See, I wouldn't buy that though, because in that situation,
because
when you would look at the
or
Roman
Eric
Empire,
Rowan, like have one of them stray to be like, this family was falling apart. I decided to come to a family that was put together, and a family that's staying together. The Roman Empire. So almost have like a guy like Eric Rowan or something. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing at this point, but like have another guy who could just dominate and just put guys down.
Yeah.
Because this whole faction, it's gonna be of guys just getting laid out.
Yeah. And the way that I see,
like, I want to see like this faction be more vicious than any faction we've ever seen in wrestling. Like, I want to be more vicious than the NWO.
And the thing is that's funny with this is like literally what I see in the ring as the Roman Empire. I feel like it has to be a 4 or 5 man group, and I kind of have to explain why quick. You got Roman Reigns standing in the back.
Yeah.
Flanking him on either side are his demo guys, his lieutenants, Gallows and Anderson. Now, people will say, well, Roman is bigger than Anderson, so like him flanking him doesn't really make any sense. Exactly. Let me finish. In front of Roman, you have one dude who's kind of maybe a smaller guy, but he's vicious. I don't know who could play that role right now. Someone who's almost like a cruiserweight guy who could go for like the United States Championship or the Intercontinental Championship and be totally believable. But when he goes crazy and like smacks the guy with a chair, you'd believe it. But still someone who almost could be the punching bag of the Roman Empire. You know what I'm saying? Like, who wouldn't die completely. And then you have one more guy who is like the killer. He's the big fucking machismo of the group. Like, he's the dude who literally... An Eric Rowan, a Braun Strowman, someone who literally is just... He comes in when Roman wants some dirty work done, he sends him in. And then
there's only one guy I can think of for that guy, or for the U.S. champion guy, I think, and he would have to disband from another group. Xavier Woods.
See, now...
I would love to see Xavier Woods... No, because think about it. If you had Xavier Woods turn on Big E and Kofi... Because Xavier Woods, if anybody's ever watched Xavier Woods in TNA as Consequences Creed, which great name by the way, he can go and he can be vicious. He can be an angry guy. It's like we're just spitballing things like I said earlier, but like he's literally one of the only guys I can think of. Maybe I'm just completely missing out on a guy. But he's the one guy I can think of where he could be like, he could turn, like, you could, like, turn him. Because Xavier Woods knows how to be a heel, too. He's been a heel before, too.
Yeah,
And I think it'd be a cool dynamic to see if he could do it.
I feel like that would not work. I have to be honest, I can't help but kind of laugh when you say that, because I'm like, but it's Xavier Woods!
But the thing is, I've watched him in TNA, he was kind of able to pull off, you're looking at the roster right now, just to kind of, like, take a look.
You know what's funny, guys? We're on this kick here. We're talking about it, so we're gonna go with this for a minute here. I'm looking at the roster, and you know who comes to mind? There's a couple people who come to mind right off the bat that I'm thinking of here, but they're not necessarily on the main roster. Now, picture this. This person needs to be someone who not only can have this vicious side to them, but at the same time, they're someone who could be a little goofy if they needed to be, to match with Gallows.
Are you looking at him right now on the page?
I am looking at him now.
I think I know exactly who you're talking about already.
This is someone he is a guy I really like. He is someone who I think he would fit into that whole, like someone who Roman would bring in. And you just be like,
and he's
really?
Been vicious lately.
Really? That guy? Roman's going to bring in that guy?
But this guy's been vicious lately. This guy's been on a mean streak.
And Roman just says, yeah, I'm bringing in this guy. And even the rest of the Roman Empire kind of go, really? That guy? All right, kid, get in the ring. And then he just fucking destroys like a Dolph Ziggler.
Which he has the ability to do.
And he could. He's a big guy. He can move. He can work. He can talk.
Do you want to tell everybody who you're talking about?
And the guy I'm talking about who could be the fourth man. Who's the fourth man of the Roman Empire? Wait a minute. Who is that? Is that Alex Riley? Alex Riley, what is he doing? Now, I know some of y'all are probably laughing. Let me explain something to you.
If you haven't watched NXT in the last couple months, Alex Riley has been he looks like a monster now.
I'm looking at Alex Riley right now in his new look, and he fits the bill. I don't know why I didn't think of him. Just Alex Riley, him being in NXT right now, as far as I'm concerned, there's no reason he needs to be down there. He has nothing more to build. Mm-hmm. They're trying to build up this particular character, that's fine. Put him in a faction as the low man on the totem pole. Yeah. I'm sure he'd be fine with that. Hey, you're basically going to be the lackey for these three guys. Mm-hmm. Just as far as I'm concerned, yeah, it's the Roman Empire and Roman's in charge, but Gallows and Anderson aren't necessarily his lackeys. Mm. They're his guys. Whereas Riley, he's the dude who gets the dirty work done. And when Riley gets asked, why did you do it, Riley? Why did you join the Roman Empire? Even though he's already kind of a heel. He'd just say, listen.
Well, even the main roster can look at me like, you know, you were having such success at this thing when you were this character and all that. What happened to you?
Yeah. And it's just, the promos he's been cutting is just, it's all real. He's just like, listen, when I came back, did you guys know I was coming back? I knew what Apollo Crews had for breakfast 2 days ago. And you guys didn't know Alex Riley was coming back. And just, he comes out and just sells it in the same thing where it's just like, no one cared about Alex Riley. Mm-hmm. No one gave a flying fuck about me in the office. No one cared about anything. But one man did. One man saw the potential in me. One man saw it, and he's pulled out of me. And that's Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns called me in, and when Roman Reigns calls me, I do what needs to be done. Because that's what I do for the Roman Empire.
The only other guy I could think of is maybe if you turn Zack Ryder into a dark place, especially with what's happened with him lately. Mm-hmm. Like, turn him into a dark character. He's already got the beard going.
I don't know if that could work,
he's got the beard. Well, he's got the beard going, which would be a good start, because like he would match the rest of the guys.
You're like pulling out all these crazy names, though.
I think Zack Ryder... No, because Zack Ryder's kind of done it before, though.
Yeah.
La Familia? No, was that Kurt Hawkins and... That wasn't Kurt.
That was
Kurt
Hawkins. That was him. Yeah, that was him.
Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. Was it not? La Familia?
Yeah. You could even...
He's done it before. He was like the low end of the totem pole on a heel faction. It was La Familia, but he knows kind of where it's coming from. But I really like the Alex Riley pick. That would be kind of cool.
I think that would be so cool. And you know, even someone else you can throw in there I'm looking at right now, just for literally shits and giggles, because he's doing nothing else, and he would fit the bill.
And he has no partner?
He has no partner. He would literally be the punching bag. Give him a little bit of a gimmick change, obviously.
He'd have to, because everything he touches turned to crap.
And that's Victor from the Ascension.
The ass tension.
And people laugh and say, well, so then that's a 5-man group. Exactly. Roman, flanked by the Bullet Club, so to speak, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. In front of him, to his immediate left, or right, excuse me, stands his right-hand man, the guy who gets shit done for him when he needs it done, Alex Riley. And to the left of him,
the guy he uses as a human shield.
He uses as literally his human shield. When a face comes out to attack Roman Reigns, when this happens, the Roman Empire scatters because they're heels. The only two guys you're ever going to see stay and fight in that ring are Alex Riley and Victor. They'll give him another name, obviously. And the guy you're going to see get the shit kicked out of him all the time is Victor. Because you got to protect the three guys, the main guys. You got to protect Riley a little bit. Give the tag champions to Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Keep Roman as the main.
And again, they're going to be over as hell as heels if they ever join forces with Roman Reigns. And the New Day need a good heel team to go up against.
And that
the
would
New
work.
Day, and imagine the New Day going up against the newly formed Roman Empire tag team of Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows.
Amazing.
Incredible pop for the New Day because it's the New Day, and incredible heat on the Roman Empire tag team of Anderson and Gallows.
Yeah. So I mean that's
the rest, like our other stuff, we're spitballing other stuff after that to like kind of make this an NWO-ish sort of idea, but like
I wouldn't want to see more than 4 or 5 guys. Ever.
No, you don't want to see like a Roman Empire wolf pack at any point.
Almost like JBL's cabinet.
Yeah, kind of.
That's how I see it. Like, but like no women
or Orlando Jordan.
But at the end of the day, this is all speculation. Come back to the match real quick because we got way off on that. I apologize, guys. But that's what we do. I think that is a sick idea because I thought of
But that's exactly what you want in a main event match is where you can go anywhere with it.
This could become so cool. Unfortunately, it could also just...
Or Roman Reigns could just win.
And there's nothing else happens. Darn it. Thank you guys for joining us at Payback. We'll see you on Monday. Darn it. It's like, really? Can you imagine? We'd just be like, oh, okay.
Oh, so you're not going to... Oh. So Gallows and Anderson are not... Oh. And Balor's not... Okay.
Maybe we're wrong. This is all speculation.
By God, the worst pay-per-view since Vince Fastlane.
So, at the end of the day, you see Roman Reigns going over
with
some shenanigans, so to speak.
I see the Roman Empire being formed. That is actually what I see is the Roman Empire being formed. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson are members of the Roman Empire.
Awesome. I see the same thing. I feel like Roman is going over either way. And, Roman goes over forms the Roman Empire, or Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows come out to screw AJ Styles, and at the helm of everything, the end of the match, Roman goes back, AJ's lying in the ring. The two of Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson are standing over him, just kind of laughing. They look up to the ramp. Out comes Balor. He comes and stands in the ring with his jacket on, just kind of shakes his head, maybe kicks AJ out of the ring, and just...
I mean, that would set up a pretty cool rivalry between Finn Balor and AJ Styles, which is like something people have wanted to see because AJ's the guy who took over for Balor after he left the Bullet Club,
who's the better man?
So, right? And it's just like, so literally you got Balor Club versus Bullet Club almost because you got AJ Styles versus Finn Balor.
It's literally exactly what it would be. And it's a rivalry that would work. AJ can always come back to the main card. He's going to be on the main card in some capacity probably for a long time.
And that just leaves Roman Reigns with needing a new opponent.
Yeah, which is what they want to protect Roman Reigns because he's their guy, and that would work. I think it's either going to be the Roman Empire is going to come out of this, which would be awesome. All our picks, we talked about all that. If you guys agree with any of that, definitely hit us up. Let us know maybe who you would like to see in the Roman Empire, but also.
Give us your 4 to 5 man roster of the Roman Empire.
Yeah, definitely. Let's have this discussion. Or we see the Balor Club form,
which is
I don't see the Bullet Club thing happening.
The thing is, everybody's expecting Balor now.
Yeah,
I don't bring Balor until SummerSlam. To be honest, I will leave Balor as long as possible. I think Bayley and Balor shouldn't come in till SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Because the pop would be enormous.
It'd be such a build-up.
Did you notice they brought everybody up except the top 2 stars in NXT?
Yeah.
You don't find that odd? You don't want to bring them into Mania because Mania might be a little too big. But why wouldn't you leave your 2 biggest stars in NXT to get the biggest pop you've heard in a while at SummerSlam?
That's true. That's true. It's a good thought.
I mean, the women's division doesn't need Bayley right now. Bayley's going to lead that division for years to come after she comes up.
Yeah.
Wait another 3 months for SummerSlam.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt anything for her to wait a little longer. She'll get her moment. She'll be the top. So, at the end of it, we both have Roman Reigns going over with some shenanigans. Maybe we're wrong. Who knows?
Maybe Roman Reigns will just win clean.
Yeah, and nothing
Does that
will
make
happen.
sense?
Yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, guys, these are just our predictions for WWE Payback. We want to hear all about your predictions. Be sure to let us know. You can either comment right now on SoundCloud or on iTunes or on YouTube, however you're listening to this.
Or the Facebook page.
You can hit on the Facebook page at The Hodder Show. You can hit me up on Twitter at The Hodder Show. You can even hit me up on Instagram at The Hodder Show. So many ways you can get
And
contact
The
with
Hodder
me.
Show is also on YouTube, so you can comment down in the comment section below.
Absolutely. You can comment. You can send me an email, thehoddershow@gmail.com.
And you can send him mail to his personal address.
Yes, absolutely.
Letters will be accepted.
Letters will be accepted. Snail mail.
Hopefully it gets here before Sunday.
Yeah, hopefully. But either way, guys, that is going to be it for us.
Are you accepting carrier pigeons for people's predictions?
I will. I will.
You do have cats which might eat the carrier pigeons.
Yeah, we have a lot of cats, so maybe don't send carrier pigeons. Maybe eventually. I'll work on it. I'll get a P.O. box or something. We'll figure that out.
Telegrams. Personal phone calls to his cell phone number.
Skype calls.
You can just get a TV show and make your predictions to him while he's watching TV one day.
Yeah, that too. I don't watch a lot of TV anymore, but if I ever do, I'll be sure to watch your show.
You can get his home address, and you can come post Post-it notes onto his door.
I'll read them. Sam won't be too happy about that if I give it away, but it is what it is.
And you could email his girlfriend your predictions.
Can you imagine?
TJ, what? Your listeners are emailing me their Payback predictions.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, what did it say?
What did it say, babe?
Just come in here and delete them. No, can you just read them out loud for me? Thanks, babe.
So that's it for us, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and hitting that play button. Brandon, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
As always, you can check the Hodder Show out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I gave all that stuff out. Thank you for tuning in on SoundCloud. Thank you for tuning in on iTunes. Be sure to rate and subscribe on iTunes. Be sure to like us on the SoundCloud. Be sure to follow us on SoundCloud, like the podcast you're currently listening to.
And the live stream.
And the live stream. Get that in a second. And be sure to subscribe on YouTube. Hoping to get the YouTube thing going. Be sure to like or dislike the video. Even though technically it is audio, we're rolling with it. And as I mentioned in the intro, be sure to be on the lookout for the invite to the LiveCast event that is happening May 12th. That is a Thursday, May 12th at 7 p.m. It's going to be awesome. Like I mentioned in the intro, a lot of cool stuff's going to be happening. I'm going to be debuting something kind of cool on the LiveCast, and also I'm doing a giveaway.
Now, we can't say what it is that he's going to be giving away, but I'll give you a hint. Remember WWE $1 Million Mania? It's not $1 million.
It's not that. I'm not giving away money. I'm broke. But it is definitely something cool. You guys will have to tune in to find out what it is. Brandon, thank you again. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will catch you guys next time on The Hodder Show.